Hi there, and welcome to the Owl Ranch episode 11. I know that I'm really late this week, but that's because I've been just insane busy. And I've just been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of after Armageddon stuff, a lot of things. And first, let's just talk about Armageddon. Armageddon was a great war. I had a lot of fun. There were two real big highlights of this war. One, I saw people that were using calibers and guitars that said they would never use a MagFed in my whole life. They would never use it. People that were using crossbows before, now using, guitar mags and calibers. It just shows me how much that original design really is efficient and really helps. It makes that much of a difference. As somebody who would normally use a hopper now uses a magazine-fed blaster. That is really great. That is cool. I'm glad to be that influence in this community. I'm glad to be that light. And two, there was one point where we were, Zeke was preparing for the war, for the last round, and he said everybody's got to get a team together. And this one kid said, I want to be on Chris's team. I want to be with him. And a whole bunch of people ended up on my team. That was really cool because we actually won that round. And I had fired, this was the round where I had used the Zeus, and I had fired off almost every leftover round that I had. Every single one, okay? And dude, man, I was down to my last magazine of six Steffens, and I was guarding that bucket with my life. I really was. And wow. And OC NERF put up some pretty good footage of that. My footage, I tried, but well, I've been trying to play with a different camera angle. Unfortunately, I had a camera right here, but if you try to sight like this, well, it blocks the shoulder cam. Yeah. Oh, this was another mod I worked on. Detachable Merlin. Check it out. Seriously. Yes, right. So here's your normal big blue with a 16-inch barrel and an ultra mesh port, but it has an interlocking piece of brass that I can just put this in and boom, there it is. And it's hitting pretty good with ACC version 3s, but I did this after the war. So the thing is that I had fine-tuned after the war, this to get done. It didn't make the war. It's one of those back burner things, but I was really busy. 3 prep wars, all my fine-tuning, all my blasters. It turned out pretty well. I think I got hit about 9, 10, 11 times, and I hit 36, 40, 42 times people. So I had about a 4-to-1 he hit the kill ratio that whole war. Pretty bitchin'. But other people who worked on stuff after the war was OC NERF and Boomtendo. And they made a Boomco long shot. So after the war, okay, Boomtendo went to Alan's house. He was staying with Alan. And they made a Boomco long shot. This is huge. This is enormous. I mean, you're talking about a 200 foot per second long shot that can shoot Boomco darts. That's impressive. And we were stuck in this world where there were harmonica magazines. Not anymore. Not anymore. That's really bitchin'. That's really great. Now, I think he's going to work on his ammo, tighter barrels. I've been helping Boomtendo out with the darts and everything else and giving him advice on darts. This is all him. He did it all. Okay. And he really worked his butt off to do it right. And I think it's starting to pay off. And I think a lot of Boomco people are really going to be happy with it. Early in the week, another thing that showed up at Armageddon was a mantis shell that Baghead, also known as Nate Little, who has a site on YouTube called Matt Artisan Labs, which I'm going to team up with him and Woosley and a lot of old school guys and show you guys a lot of old school mods. That's my plan anyway. Hopefully it works out. And show just where the knit came from and just how it is. And all the homemade stuff and everything else, because there are some cool stuff. And one of those cool things is the Manta. 4 shots, 1 pull. But the problem is that the shell is this really brittle ABS on the outside and it always breaks. So what he did was he used skate maple and a vacuum bag and a form and made this shell. It looks really bitchin'. I'm going to put up some video on that. I have to edit it. The day that I went over to Nate Little's house, I've known him for 5 years. I finally got to meet him and got to, hang out with him one day at his house. And I hope we have more events like that. where we're hanging out and we're doing some cool stuff. I just thought that was really bitchin'. Moving right along, Chrono Burn, man. You know, with Chrono Burn, it basically is you see my Chronos where it has the draw pull and the barrel on it. Well, somebody took a Caliburn pump action, integrated it with the whole thing, used a rival Zeus stock, and that's a Chrono Burn. Well, that's pretty cool. Taking advantage of the plant and its power. I think that better shotgun grips can be made, but this is the first. So I don't really like shotgun grips for the simple reason of I learned to draw pull. I was an old school nerfer from the beginning. And but I do appreciate it. I know if I go shotgun grip, I'm usually going with the Zeus or my Retaliator. But to be honest with you, I'm really glad. I'm not against Chronos using an SGG, but I think it's a lot better than Retaliator and SGG. But me personally, I like the pull handle. You know, I like the pull. It's pretty cool. I'm really hoping that more designs get done with the Chronos, more stuff gets done with the Chronos. It's pretty bitchin'. One thing that missed last week was, Heath Hill and his Desert Eagle. He's working on a pistol that is grip mag. Now, here's the problem with grip mag, of course, is that the grip is at a slant. Well, what he decided to do was to make it so the pusher goes downward into the flywheel and over it. I hadn't seen it finished yet, but it looks like a pretty cool concept. It looks pretty bitchin'. So, I'm hoping to see that in the future. That looks pretty bitchin'. Armageddon was a great war, a bitchin' war. I know End War was pretty cool too. I'm hoping that next year you all can come and really, really partake of these wars. They're pretty badass. So until next time, this is Chris Cartea. This is a short one this week because I am just got a lot of stuff to do. I got plans for the next few days, things to do. It's just summer, you know how it is. And don't you go changing, or I'll find you and you will be running from my sniper fire. Take care.